Hey guys, it's Jason from Close Range Tactics. Let's take a look at a very good technique, the eye jab. This particular video, there's a backstory down in the notes. Let's look at the full-length video as it's making the rounds on the internet right here. Go pretty fast. Almost didn't even see it. And then it looks like it was quite a powerful technique there. Most people are surprised to see what it can do. Let's look at the execution of this technique. So the striker, as they're circling each other, you look down, you're going to see the striker's hand open up. Look at that right hand there. He's going to start to splay his fingers while he's looking at his target. You know, a little bit of telegraphing perhaps. It doesn't seem to have had an impact on the execution though. As the opponent lunges in, he reaches out and strikes. Let's look at the zoom. Let's look at that striking hand right there with the fingers splayed, fingertips pointing up. So he's coming into the face not with a spear or a jab, but he's coming in first with an open hand. Then he curls his fingers and he starts to get a full extension here. It's going to kind of like he's throwing a ball or a baseball with that hand. Kind of a downward curl with the fingertips. Now notice he hasn't been hit when he does this strike. And it looks like we're getting the middle finger and the ring finger into both eyes. He gets good full extension through the eye jab. And again, as you can see, he hasn't been hit by his opponent yet. We'll see. He doesn't get hit at all, actually. And then he gets good extension, and he's going to bring his hands back in for a good guard and defense here. The opponent's immediately wincing from the pain. Let's take another look at the technique here, the execution. Now let's look at the base of the striker. I would say that because of the striker's base and the effectiveness of the eye jab, that the eye jab technique is very robust. You don't have to be in a good position for it to be effective. Okay, let's look at it at a 25% speed here. He doesn't have we would say that the opponent had a better base and stable position compared to the striker, and yet the technique was incredibly effective. It immediately stopped the opponent from coming in. So there's a lot to be said about the effectiveness of the eye jab just based off of what we see here. So speaking of effectiveness, let's look at the effect and the aftermath of the technique. So immediately after contact, the opponent covers his face and turns his back to the striker. So as a self-defender, this would be a good time to flee, continue to attack, or to access any defensive tools. It takes the opponent about 8.6 seconds to turn and reorientate on the striker, but it doesn't seem as if that's with any intention of continuing to fight. He's pretty debilitated right here, and he's going down. Within 12.7 seconds, he's lost his mobility. We would say, he is no longer able to continue the fight. Even though the effects immediately took him out of the fight, he's definitely not going to be following up anymore. So I believe that the eye jab, what we see in the video, demonstrates it's an incredibly robust technique. It can be thrown from unstable base, unstable platform. It can be thrown from standing with the fence, from a fighting stance, from inside the guard, from off your back if you have a guard. I think it is well worth considering and throwing this into your training as a self-defender. So as always, please like, share, subscribe, follow for more videos from Close Range Tactics.